Hi, I'm Tony Joe from Remax Camosun, your realtor here in beautiful Victoria, British Columbia. Thanks for tuning in to this short little educational segment, which is part of many that you'll find on my YouTube channel here. So please be sure to look around and hopefully you'll be able to get some ideas, suggestions, and tips that will help you get your best results, whether buying or selling real estate. Other than that, feel free to give me a call or email me at any time because I'd be happy to chat with you. This topic here is about pricing your home. So you're a home seller. One of the questions that people ask on a regular basis is, let's price high because we can always come down. So if you ever caught yourself saying something like that, or saying something like, we can always go down, or we can't go up, these are things that we hear on a regular basis. I want to tell you why pricing is crucial and how overpricing your property can be a big, big mistake. So what we're going to do is I want to draw a little graph here. So this here, so first of all, I'm not an art major, so I apologize for the for this here. This is time. So this is 0, say 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. And this here is money. So this is the money graph. There is a value to every single property, and I've said it before, market value is a combination of what a buyer is willing to pay and what a seller is willing to accept. Two very important things to meet together. A buyer may be willing to pay a very low figure, but if the seller doesn't want to accept that, then there is no deal and that isn't market value. So again, what a buyer is willing to pay, what a seller is willing to accept. And the value, the true market value, is an actual figure. So let's just say, off the top of our heads, this is a $600,000 house. We know it's a $600,000 house. One of the things that we'll find is the people who know they have a $600,000 house that list their property somewhere around $600,000, say $610,000 or even $600,000. Sometimes people choose to list just below at say $599,000 or $595,000. These properties here will be immediately identified as good values in the marketplace, and these are things that will sell very quickly. That's a sale. That's done. And they typically get sold within the first 7 to 10 days. 7 to 10 days. That would be nice, wouldn't it? To have your house sold in 7 to 10 days. Now, there are other people out there that have a different philosophy, and their philosophy is, let's try high. So for instance, they're 600, we want to go at 639. I'm using these figures because I'm dealing with this right now. So they try high in the marketplace, nothing happens. Then either their realtor calls or they have this idea, it's time to drop the price. Let's go to 629. Try this for a little while, ends up going down to 609. And then further down, they end up talking about getting to 600. But the problem here is, you see, they're already at the 60-day mark. And what is the crucial problem there? The crucial problem is they are no longer a new listing. You see, the thing is, the property was only new in the first 2 weeks. The first 15 to 21 days is when the property is a hot property. And the issue with these people here in the green is they decided to overprice their property at the prime marketing time. So what happened was, everyone who was out there in the marketplace looking for hot listings, hot new listings, they saw it when it was $639 in the first week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and they didn't buy it. They didn't buy it because of the fact that it was overpriced. Now the seller assumed that when they do the price adjustment that maybe these people would come back, but you know what? They never do. They never do. And the reason being is they're out in the hunt looking for brand new, fresh, hot properties. Getting back to these folks here, we see it happen all the time. There is a point of time where the seller and the realtor have this discussion and they know that they're at market value, 60, 90, 120, sometimes longer days on the market. And what ends up happening is they make the decision to go below market value. And the trend continues on all the way down to, oftentimes we see properties that have been on for 5 months, 6 months, end up selling below market value. In this particular case, it might end up being a 580. So I want to compare this with you. And again, these are real life stories because I've seen it happen over 20 years. These people here decided to list their property right at the $600,000 mark. They got an offer very early on and they sold within, like I said, a week, 2 weeks, even 3 weeks. Happy people. These people here started high because they thought that they would be able to negotiate. They wanted to build in a room to negotiate. They wanted to test the market out, and they did indeed. The market told them they were too high. They ended up reducing all the way down until months afterwards they sold below market value. So I ask you this question. Would you like to be the person that ends up having showings 3, 5, 10 times a week for 6 months? Or would you like to be the person that sold the property in a couple weeks' time at maximum dollar? Because that's the key. These people always sell for higher than these people. And the other thing as well, talking about timing, is opportunity costs. Because these people were able to sell, cash out, move on to their next house, whereas these people here probably lost many opportunities for properties that they would have moved on to. Anyways, I hope this was helpful to you. Again, I invite you to call or email me anytime. I'd be happy to chat with you. My name is Tony Joe. Please be sure to look at more of our educational videos here on Tony Joe in Victoria.